Hi again. On the moon, like always. Great and stuff. Blah 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 blah. So, let's see. I decided to go a bit more in depth, I suppose, on movie cameras. So, I'm just gonna show off a bit more of what you can do with them. Like before, I'm just gonna do it in the easiest and most basic way possible because I don't want to overcomplicate things. This doesn't activate. Okay. So, in the last video, if you didn't watch it, it just showed basic movement in cameras. That's all it really did. So let me see here. Okay. I'm just gonna build a basic thing here. Just give me a second. That should be good. Okay. And I'm gonna put a few blocks here. Put one here. Put one here. And then put one here. And this will become relevant in the future. So this is just for reference for right now. So, like the last time, we just need movie cameras. Get a good decent length. Okay. And then just take your movie camera. Alright, so let me just get this next one in place here. So the next thing I'm going to be going over is flatness. There's two things I'm going to be going through: the flatness and then another thing which I'll explain later. So with flatness, it's trickier than it sounds. It sounds like it's easy to program, when in reality it can be a bit tricky. So we're going to put this one at 5. Actually, we'll put it at 90. So this one will be at 90. I'm actually going to copy and paste this one over. There we go. And we're going to put this one at 5. Now, when you keep the cameras in the same position, but you change the flatness, something really, really, really awkward happens. I don't even think, hold on a second, did I even, wait a minute. Oh, that's probably why, hold on. Did I change the, no, I didn't. I'm dumb. So, hard pan, we're gonna do hard pan for this. Let's try this again. So, when you just keep the angle at the exact same, this happens. It twitches. You can notice, yeah, see, it's a little weird. So, to combat this, all you really need to do is just make sure it's not in the same same angle or same zoom. So just change it up, even if it's the slightest change. Even if it's just the slightest change, you won't get that weird twitching in the cameras, and it'll just look normal. And that's that. So we could add in lots of field of depth in this one, and then none at all in the next one. And this is the result you'd get. So pretty basic stuff. Alright, so that's how that works. Put this back to normal. Yada yada yada. Okay. So next we're going to talk about keyframe transitions, or whatever they're called. Yeah, these things here. Add transition keyframe. So what this is, these act as midpoints through the transition of either hard pan or soft pan. Now, I know that sounds confusing, but let me just show you in action. So, you edit it, and then you edit the actual angle and zoom, and then that's your sequence. So just think of this as like a midpoint. So it would transition to this frame first, then it would transition to the actual end angle and zoom. Let me just show you how that works. So it would, there's the mid sequence, and then it would transition to the end. Now without any keyframe transition, it would look like this, just so that way you can tell the difference. Let's give a more apparent difference here. So we'll put this at a really awkward position so that way it's noticeable. Eesh. That was quite a jag there. So that's what that would look like. Wow. Okay. So let's give a more realistic approach here. Start it up. And boom. So that's what that would look like. So this is good for showing off particular parts of whatever you may be trying to show off first before ending the sequence. So an example of this, we could try to show off these blocks here and then add another one and show off this block here and then have it end here. So the key frame transitions, they go from up to down. That's the order it goes, and then the last angle and zoom. So first, second, third, fourth, and so on and so forth. So let's see how this would look. There's the first, there's the second, and then there's the last. So it has to be in that order, otherwise it'll just look janky. It's a little confusing, so my biggest recommendation is to just experiment with this and see what you can get. But when you get these transition keyframes down and you understand them fully, you can pull off some pretty cool things. So let's take everything that I've actually showed off here. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to put good, decent field of depth. We're going to put this at 75. Copy this over. Add a keyframe here. We're going to put this at 45. This will be the end. This is the mid. This zooms up like so. And then ends here. Or ends here. Let's tweak this actually. There we go. So using all of what I've shown off, this is what it would look like. Whoosh. 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 Done. Simple, basic stuff. It's not as complicated as people say. It can be a bit to take in, especially considering that this is just cameras. So, I hope this helps a little bit. Like I said, once you get this down, it's pretty easy to program cameras after that point. And all it is just taking these cameras and just doing crazy things with them. If it isn't clear enough, the longer the movie cameras are, the longer the sequence is going to be. So it also depends on what stripe per second, or seconds per stripe you have it set to. If you want longer sequences, you put it like to 3 or whatever. Semi-long 2, or just, fast sequences, just 1 second. So adding more to it would be like, that does that. That's why I always have it paused. And that glitches every once in a while. Come on, game. Come on, game. Okay, game. You can play at this game. I'll just get a new camera out. So, say we wanted to end our sequence looking at this block with full field of depth. Well, not full field of depth, but, you know, just a full close-up of that one block. So this is what it would look like. Whoosh. I forgot to, this didn't have a transition type, so I'm going to put that at soft pen. So let's start that over. In the middle. Whoosh. Done. So, like I said, simple basic stuff. As long as you got a sequencer, you can just put it wherever and make sure it's not visible and stuff. That should be a given. And yeah, so again, I can't emphasize this enough. It's all about experimentation. You just gotta find what works for you and just work with that. And yeah, so hope this helps. Thanks for watching, I guess. Bye.